Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with a Blerd. I'm here with my co-hosts, Bo Done Did It and Hydro. So what's going on, fellas? Tell me how's your week been?
Work.
work, work.
Work.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's like
Yeah.
we've all just been working.
Working.
Yeah.
Working shit. That's all we can do at this point.
hmm
Shit.
So let the
Uh,
people know currently what are you watching? What are you reading?
The clock.
On that work mode. Yeah, that clock wants
the
my
clock.
money.
You know
Yeah.
what? I haven't been watching anything really. Well, I kind of have, but it's kind of on YouTube, so I watch everything on YouTube. Like everybody know, YouTube is like a wormhole. You be watching one thing, and then somehow you end up in watching how to fix cars in the rain. Like it's a little wormhole. But I will tell you, I have been gaming. I'm currently on Ace Attorney, the Great Ace Attorney 2. That's what's been taking up my time. Gonna do a review on it, and I'm starting to enjoy the game. I love the game, and I'm trying to give my full attention to that game. So that's what my time is going after work.
Yeah.
hmm
What's going on down by Bo?
well, I've been watching a lot of the summer animes, and so far they're so good. I can name a few that I found funny that I'm keeping up with. I will just go ahead and just get out girlfriend, because that shit is just that is my current watch I'm keeping up with. It's funny. It's about the guy who's basically a two-timer. So he had one girlfriend, and then he found a girl that confessed to him, and then he found her so cute, and he couldn't really reject her. So he went to his girlfriend and begged his girlfriend to just like say, "Can I date this girl too? Come on, Saki, please, please." After the girlfriend beat him up like a couple of times, the girlfriend finally agreed because she girlfriend found the kid. So it's funny. It was a funny show. It just makes
Hmm.
It's the kind of thing that you would not expect in real life. Doesn't make any logical sense, but it's just a mess of funny shit going on. So I like it. So and then we have like what I'm standing on a million lives.
Mhm.
So far, second season is looking good. Oh boy is just trying to like doesn't give a fuck, just killing goblins and shit. Like just trying to reach his goals and do whatever. Like it's a bunch of like sad shit going on. I kind of feel sorry for if you watch the episodes, you know what I'm talking about. But on I'm Starting Me Alive, the last two episodes, man, that shit hit hard, man. I feel sorry for the goblins. Like shit, all they just wanted to do was just have like a home to live in, and then humans like was just trying to kill them off. Like they're just like trying to chill,
Yeah.
But what else about keeping up? Oh, my next life as a villainess.
Hmm.
Someone needs to get that girl because she just be in trouble, and she just be like enjoying herself like she because I know like I think in the last two episodes like she was like uh man I hope that they don't see that I'm enjoying myself in this kidnapping, and you just be eating that food and she's being kidnapped, and like how you gonna enjoy yourself because you forgot you're being kidnapped. I'm like dude, she just enjoys herself. But yeah, I've been like, keeping up with all the anime. There's also a whole list I could just go through, but I don't waste too much time. But
Yeah.
yeah, and for gaming, I just been like keeping up with playing Genshin, Destiny, and just got back to playing Rogue Company. Not many people play, but it's kind of fun to play at sometimes. So I enjoy playing Rogue Company. So and then trying to beat Mass Effect. I'm almost done with the first one. So
Okay. Nice. Good
yeah,
game.
I need
Enjoy
to
it.
yeah.
cop. I'm trying to cop that game.
Mhm.
I haven't had the time to.
I mean,
Yes.
so yeah, I was like, for me, I was like, I've been in watching. I've been watching two different things. I'm finally had dived into One Punch Man, the anime. Great, like which is like amazing. Like I love the reason why Saitama just got under a lot of fanboys' skin, and I love it. It's like people don't get that the whole point of the show is satire. Like when people getting really mad when they're just like, well, like if you put whoever against Saitama, Saitama wins. It's like that's the point. The
Power
whole
scaling.
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole
Power
point is
skills.
ridiculous power scaling. So It's hilarious to see people really get into heated arguments on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Put Saitama against their. You want clicks? You want replies? Put Saitama against like one of the big shonen characters. Be like Saitama will dog walk Naruto, and yo, just sit back and watch the arguments. So that's what I've been watching with manga. I'm like still trudging through One Piece, enjoying it. Like it's a lot. Um,
You watching One Piece?
yeah, I'm reading One Piece.
Okay.
Alright.
Because I know I can fly through it faster with the manga, and
I
then
feel it.
I heard people say they're just like, yo, you would enjoy it. They're like, yeah, run through the manga so you're caught up and can't really be, you won't get anything spoiled. But they were like, yeah, you'll want to watch it if you enjoy the manga, you'll want to switch over and watch it.
I got into the manga because I used to watch this. Okay, this is how it went. I'm an English dub watcher. I'm gonna come out the closet. I watch English any anime. I want it. I
It's a
don't
safe
want.
space, bro. It's a
I
safe
don't.
space.
I don't like. I don't like reading. I just want to watch. Okay. I know it's ignorant to say, but I'm gonna say it. But it transitions from I used to watch English dub of it, then it transitions to English sub. 'Cause I want to keep going, and then it transitions to manga. So as long as I keep going and didn't stop, then I haven't watched. I haven't been watching one, or I haven't kept up with One Piece within like probably like a couple 5 years, probably or less. It's been scattered for me, but I'm planning on doing the recap. But
Yeah.
man, it's a good journey. But a lot of people, I want to say you're right. Reading is probably the quickest way to get to it. But
Yeah.
man, them anime, it gives you a better visual feeling.
No, I
Yeah.
agree. Like Bleach did a really good job for the manga because I'm like I've told people I'm like yo if you like really like or into Bleach even if all you watch was OVAs or like people posting memes and stuff I'm like yo read the manga because no bullshit you could probably catch up I want to say within a couple hours just because I'm just like all the fights that they've like done in the show is like honestly like 2 or 3 chapter like every fight is like somewhere between 2 to 5 chapters of just them drawing lines like hard ass lines of like the characters moving and clashing and I'm like that's why like when you see manga like that some people are turned off by it they're just like oh like they wasted a chapter or 2 or 3 or 4 and it's just like a big harsh lines back and forth the characters are clashing and I'm like no when you see shit like that in manga the first thing you should do is look up if there's an anime adaptation
Right.
because that is going to look fire animated. So that's it for me as far as manga. Books, regular books. I'm finishing off. I read Rise of Kyoshi, which is an Avatar novel, and I'm finishing Shadow of Kyoshi. I'm about 75% of the way done. I should be done with it probably tomorrow or this weekend. And I'm getting into I'm tracking down the Naruto, not Naruto, the Avatar comics, the tie-in comics because they are canon. So I'm
Okay.
tracking those down to read those as well. Um, so before we dive in to the topic that we have on hand today, we're going to be talking about essentially our favorite games over the years. So this is going to be part one. We're going to talk about the years 2000 to 2010. But before we get into it, we want to properly introduce ourselves. I know you guys probably loved our banter right there in the beginning, but we want to take a little bit of a chance to properly introduce ourselves. Me, I'm one of your hosts of DoubleOhStatus, your favorite MI6 agent, aka the Dominican Panther Bachata. I got no music, but aka Danny Phantom, because when the cops come through, I'm going ghost. And of course, we've been a little too loud here the past like 3-4 minutes. So we gotta take it down an octave. Take it down to Jazz FM levels, cause down in the Angola Zaire border, they like to call me Nyokayan Pembe. What does that mean, fellas? What does it mean? It's some Portuguese stuff that just means I say white mamba. It's a white horned snake, but I say white mamba. It is what it is. Come fight me. So yeah, that's it for me. Pass it on to Hydro. Hydro, what's up? Tell the people.
You know me. If you want to come to my channel, I do game reviews. I talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Why I personally have agendas that I want to push on video games to get my take. Because if anybody can do it, I can do it too. I try to tend my reviews it's gonna be some real shit. It ain't gonna be some type of word essay on why you're really nitpicking it, but you just say it's a good game. That's all you gotta say. Just say it's a good game, has its flaws, and just do that. Just see it from your point of view. Because this is what I hate to get on a tangent, but that's what a lot of reviewers fool people. Some of them just be saying some bullshit because they write it in a long video essay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. I say the good, the bad, ugly. Should you spend your money and your time on this? Because like I said, as we're adults, we don't have much of that. So come to my channel, Hydro Alpha Omega. You want to watch gameplay? Hydro Alpha the gamer, and you want to watch me stream? Hydro Alpha Omega.
There you go.
There you go.
But what you done did?
Well, I didn't done do nothing yet, but you know what? I'm gonna do it on this stream because
Do
they
it.
call me Bo done did it because I've been doing a lot of stuff. AKA they call me the tall black Nigerian in the group, AKA I'm the darkest night in the group because when it's dark you can't see me. I'll be behind you and bam, I'm right there. So you know me, I'm here, about to do it. You know, doing things done, did it right now. So let's go.
There you go. You got
Hey.
the team. All the hosts are in. So let's get right into it. So we're gonna start with the. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that came out that year. We're gonna start with the big 2000. I think about those games that came out around that time. What were you doing? let's switch this up a little bit. Bo, hit us with 2000. What's your game? What was going on? Let us know.
Uh, um, my game was Tony Hawk Pro Skating 2. Now I do not remember much of anything what was going on because basically I was just a kid and anything that comes out that I like and be like, "Yay, it's Tony Hawk, a new scan game on Tony Hawk 2. Yeah, let's play, guys. Yeah." And then I just played and played. Um, let's see. There's nothing much going on. I think I got a Sega Dreamcast, and basically we just started playing Tony Hawk. And one of the reasons I played Tony Hawk 2 because I think Spider-Man came out that year as well. I can't remember if Spider-Man game came out that year. I think it was the first Spider-Man game for like PlayStation. So it came out, and then technically, since Activision and was part of Spider-Man and Tony Hawk game, they will have like a Spider-Man character in Tony Hawk 2. So I was like, I'm gonna play Tony Hawk 2 and unlock Spider-Man, and and flip my webs with my skateboards and like destroy people with Spider-Man. So yeah, but yeah, that was like my game going on. Everyone was into it back then. Um, if they had a revamp version, I would play it with Spider-Man in it, and also they had like some I can't remember some cop as well as a character in there. Some random cop. I can't remember his name. I think it was Dick something. I can't remember what it was, but but yeah, I Person 2 was my it came out in 2000. That I play a lot.
Great choice though, because like for a lot of us, if any of us got into skating, because I remember playing the demo when the demo came out.
Oh
Back in the
yeah,
day, we sound like we're dinosaurs. Like yeah, back in the day when demos used to come in magazines and shit.
Oh
magazine.
yeah.
But I'm like, I remember playing the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 demo, and I'm like, for a lot of us, I'm like, it's not things, and I don't mean this like you do have like you have kids or they're considered or called labeled like alternate because like they don't like the stereotypical stuff. But I'm like, no man, Pete, the stuff is for everybody. And like for a lot of us, that was an intro into skating. Doesn't mean that we took skating, on personally and in real life. But for a lot of kids, that was a jump off point of like, yo, I like this. I want to do this for real. Like
Hmm.
I know a lot of people, a lot of like POCs that they got heavily into skating off of Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Definitely.
All
Yeah,
right, Joe, hit us up. What's your 2000?
My 2000 is gonna bring y'all fucking back. Y'all gonna say, oh shit, I remember that. My 2000 game is Perfect Dark.
oh
Perfect
Oh,
yeah.
Dark.
Oh yo,
okay.
that's a choice.
Perfect Dark. Like that was it was a cool game because it wasn't really a typical shooter. Like I remember it was like back. Y'all remember the back in the day? Like it looks corny now, but it was fucking crazy when they had like they took pictures of people's faces and stuck them on the polygons
Yeah,
and when
yeah,
you shot them up, like you can see a real person's face. Like it looks corny now, but
yeah.
that was some groundbreaking shit back then. And the guns. was pretty good. The story was pretty good as well, and it had a good multiplayer. So it was very interesting. And then
Yeah,
the sequel just fucked it up. We don't acknowledge that game.
but you're right. It's classics like that though. So like that don't get enough. I feel like it get enough mention. Because to take it even a little further back, like I guess around the same era, you had things like GoldenEye. You had one of my old favorites was like it hurts me when people were just like, "What is that? What is that game?" This game had three iterations. Turok. Some people don't even know what the hell that is. I'm like
Ain't it?
Turok,
Ain't it
the
like a
dinosaur
dinosaur
hunter.
hunting? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, how y'all not know about him? He was great. They're like, nah, you just old. I'm like, damn, yo, it had
Oh,
three
man.
games.
But you
So
know,
it
that's how
did.
it is. Like that's how you feel more people that older guy that talking about, oh man, the Atari, they used to or Super Mario Bros. Like, no, that shit was whack to me. At least to me,
Yeah.
I'm a Sonic
But
platformer, Sonic
uh,
gang.
and the other thing is Perfect Dark. I'm and me just purely guessing. Was it one of the games that I guess jumped you off into the like FPS genre?
No, it was really about the memories, like playing with my brothers, and like they'd be like, hey, quit watching the screen, blah blah blah. You know how the big
Oh,
screen,
the
the
screen
small screen,
watching. Yeah,
Oh,
like yo,
yeah,
yes,
stop
yeah.
looking at
man.
my screen.
Yeah, like and also had a like good it had a good story. Like I remember you gotta sneak in the Area 51. You got to do data dying, like stuff like that. So it was like I feel like games like what's that game called? It's on the tip of my tongue. Time splitters. Time splitters.
Mm,
Oh, yeah.
Games like those are like they're not unconventional. Like because me personally, like I feel like games like Destiny, Apex, it's all the same shit now these days. You know, I know that's wrong to say because I know I sound ignorant, but like I can say those are unique shooters.
yeah.
It has a good balance of real. I won't say real life weapons, but probable weapons. But at the same time, they're kind of like extraterrestrial and shit like that. Like same thing with Halo. Like they have a good mix of alien weapons and human weapons. I
Right.
like games like that. Yeah.
Like 2000 for me was, and this funny thing is, I didn't even have the game myself. So, back when I first started gaming, like I was late to the console, like to being to the up to date console, of the time. So, like the game, I would play games at my uncle's house because I would be over his house a lot, and he had a PlayStation.
Yeah.
So, the game that I chose for 2000 is Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, yeah.
So now that game in itself is such a cult classic because it revolutionized like stealth gameplay. Because you have, of course, like you do have the choice that if you want to just have fun and not have any kind of um, realness, you want to play like an arcade shooter, you can. You can just go around and shoot everybody. But then, like in bringing in the stealth gameplay, it's like you got rewarded for literally being a spy. And me being a person, I mean, you see it in my name, double O status. I'm heavily into the spy genre. So that was right up my alley. I'm like, ooh, I got to sneak around. Oh, there's government shit going on. People be shady. They killing people. I'm like, ooh, I like this. And I was playing all of this at my uncle's house. Funny thing is, it's one of the first games that I ended up getting when I got my own PlayStation. Like that's how much I love the game. Um, I don't know what was going on around that time aside from that, but for me, Metal Gear Solid, just a combination of stealth gameplay, being one of those games that just revolutionized the genre. The story itself, very compelling espionage stuff with the killing and the politics going on in the background. And it's one of the few games that actually had that I can remember that early on that had a cliffhanger where like you were like, oh, there's gonna be another game. Like there has to be another game. The way they ended this is like crazy. What? They were essentially the MCU after credit cutscene before MCU did it. So like that, it was nuts to always like for those games in general, like overall to really wait for those. Get surprised with that cutscene at the end, and it wasn't no bullshit of like you have to walk around blindfolded and I don't know walk naked through like a room of 50 people. Nah, they were just like, nah, just beat the game. just beat the game. You'll get that. That's part of the ending. We want you to be excited for the next game. So for 2000, that was my pick. Metal Gear Solid.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I never played. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go first. Man. I never played the Kojima game, so I
Hmm.
don't. It's hard for me to process. I understand a lot of hype behind him, like his creations, but I never played it, so I didn't. So no, I don't really. I can't resonate with that. But
Yeah.
boy, I know if you say something bad about that man, then you gonna get attacked. So, at least on Twitter. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like
Yep.
it's bad.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Oh
like
yeah.
that's why I just shut up. Like no, I
That's
think
why.
Death Stranding is a great game.
Oh no, when Death Stranding came out, that's why my only comment was like, I'm throwing my wallet at Kojima. I don't know if they want to take that as a good or bad thing, but I'm throwing my wallet at him.
Man, like
I didn't buy the game, but
I got
I'm gonna
Nah.
throw
something.
my wallet at him.
Hey man, he got it. He got it.
Yeah, he got it. He got it.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
2001.
So 2001, and of course, I'm going like this, but you're to my left. Hydro, 2001. Let's go.
One of
What
the
you got?
one of my top 10 games ever. Top 9 really. Sonic Adventure 2.
Uh,
I was
yeah,
gonna say that too.
beautiful
I was
game.
gonna say that
Beautiful
too.
game.
Hey, that game sent the Dreamcast off into a blissful slumber. It's like that. You were a Sonic fan back then, like that game was the shit. Like it, you still got people want man.
I rebought it on Xbox. That shit is awesome.
Oh yeah.
You know how much I love the game. I bought it. I rebought it on PC, uh, 360, well Xbox One, and I got it on PlayStation now. Three different consoles. If just that's how goated the game is. That's
Hmm.
how goated the game is. Like and like it was just iconic. Like it introduced Shadow, one of the most popular characters
My
in the
favorite.
franchise. It was so popular that they started to keep him around because his popularity was too much booming. He was supposed to end right then in that game, but there's like no, we can't let him go. Like he was too popular. So that should say a lot.
Hmm.
Now, whether you want to count that as a good and bad thing in later the series, with all the reconning, that's up for debate. But that's how iconic game was.
um, let's see. I would say since you already said Sonic, I'm gonna go with SSX Tricky.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say melee, but
Really? Well, see, I had it's 64 but I didn't have many games on 64. All I had was SmackDown Roar and
you not
Mario.
game
That's about.
you not GameCube.
I didn't no, like I didn't have. So I didn't have
Oh,
much. Yeah, I didn't have many. Take it, I lived in Nigeria, so basically they didn't sell most of the game consoles. So any game console that came to my home was my dad buying it from like from a foreign country, or one of my uncles like giving it to me and got it from like some like
Yeah,
foreign
me too.
trade foreign trade person that I never will ever meet again. So yeah, so like
nah, y'all
uh,
going. Let me take y'all real back. Double O.
Yeah.
Remember this? You used to go in Walmart and test play the games. Just be there for like 15 minutes
Shit.
in the game, like just be there in the gaming aisle, like playing the same damn demo like 10 times.
Yep. Yeah.
They were the days.
How about this? You remember? It's like, I haven't seen one in a long time. Electronic Boutique.
mm,
Ooh, ooh, that used to be a thing. You remember that?
Man,
But yeah,
we need to go back. We need to go back.
but it's
Oh
interesting
my.
too. So in Bo, you said SSX Tricky, and
yeah.
again, I gotta hammer down the point, like you said. A lot of these games were games that we were introduced to, and a lot of us like ended up like just liking. And again, because it's not considered the stereotypical game that you're supposed to like,
Right.
people again, it's another game that just like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, it got people interested and we're just like, yo, I want to do this, or like I want to do something close to it, because that led to people also SSX Tricky would lead people to skateboarding as well. Because obviously, I mean, if you live in a city, you don't have snow like that
Yeah,
to be
Yeah.
practiced.
definitely.
So 2001. 2001 for me, it's like I'm on PlayStation for some reason. uh, Jack and Daxter Precursor Legacy, the OG. And I'm just like, so that game had a little bit of everything. And I'm like, I love the when something it reminds me kind of a little bit kind of like of Cuphead, where like the simplicity, the look being simplistic, kind of tricked people. Like, oh, this is a kids game. This shouldn't be. Nah, there was a bunch of parts in that game that you were just like, I want to throw my controller at somebody for this looking like a kids game. So that game gave you a little bit of everything. It's a weird thing to this day that I don't understand why, but I have a completionist sense when it comes to certain collectibles in games. So that's one of those games that like early on triggered my like I need to collect everything. So like you have to collect little eggs, little golden eggs and stuff like that. And I'm like I went through and collected all of them. And the beautiful part about that game in particular, and then like the later on the games that came later, is that it was one of the few games that I personally feel like revolutionized the cheat system. So they had cheats you can activate. They don't fuck up your gameplay in any way, shape, or form. But the thing is that certain cheats you couldn't really activate until you were in later game because you needed access to more areas to gain those collectibles.
Old fashioned platformers.
Right. And,
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's a great way to do that because you'll feel satisfied because you have to get it's not like you're gonna have infinite ammo from jump. You know what I mean? Like if
yeah.
you want infinite ammo, you have to get through at least like 80 to 90% of the game. Which you would think, oh, doesn't that kind of make it useless? And I'm like, no, because like a lot of really good platforming games, New Game Plus, you carry through, with your stuff. So
I miss me having enough time for new game plus in games. I miss having that
yeah,
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I miss those times.
and they had a great story as well. And
Mhm.
you end up finding out, I mean, granted, 19, 20, 20, 20, 21 years in the making. But
Mhm.
spoilers, I guess, if you never played the game. But you end up finding that little Daxter, the little Atzel, is one of the precursors. And he wasn't cursed in the beginning. He was actually blessed.
Yes, yeah.
Man.
So, there goes a little 20-year spoiler.
Mhm.
Crazy part is people really get pissed off about that.
Yeah, like you, like no.
Yeah, like that was hilarious. I love that. I love that twist, which was like just super funny. Okay. Ooh, ooh. This is. I know this is gonna be a tough one for people. There's some great games that came out in this year as well. 2002. Bo, start us off with 2002.
Let's see. A little game that came out in 2002. Okay, so the one I played in 2002 was Spider-Man.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, I played Spider-Man in 2002. I think it was the second Spider-Man game that came out before the first one came out on the PlayStation on PlayStation.
Mhm.
So I played that in 2002. Spider-Man. Um, Everyone in my neighborhood was a Spider-Man fan. So whenever someone got a Spider-Man game, they like we all traded, we all like borrowed each other Spider-Man. Whoever beat the Spider-Man game, we'll all go and play the next Spider-Man game because we like web slinging. Who doesn't like web slinging? Like you could literally like if anyone was Spider-Man, it'll make transportation a lot easier. So in the city at
Yeah.
least. So
You brought back
um
something else that a lot of people won't be able to say moving forward. You
mhm.
remember when your friends used to come over to play? You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh man.
good times.
Good
Hmm.
times.
Just.
Yeah. Mm, good times. But yeah, Spider-Man. That's what I played that a lot. So that's what I played in 2002. That's my favorite game in 2002. So
Nice.
All right. Let me
All
go.
right, Joe. You look like you ready. Me? Oh, we
No, no,
going to
no.
me?
I got this.
Oh, you got this?
I'm about to shake up the meta. All right.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai.
Oh,
oh
I consider it a classic.
It is. It's like that. That's the game. Like that was like the real like most people's first 3D introduction to like Dragon Ball games. Like that was the game. Like it had the voice actors. Like even now the graphics hold up. Even now, like
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like that's a clean game. And the fact they go up to like I believe the Cell Saga, that was
Yep.
pretty decent for the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Dragon Ball Z Budokai. Alternatively, you can say Dragon Ball Legacy of Goku. That's the second one. Yeah.
But yeah, you're definitely right. Damn, that was a good one.
He's
Mhm.
Like that's
not.
I remember ringing people out and pissing them off.
Oh
They'll be like,
yeah,
"No, no, you gotta fight me." I'll be like, "Yeah, you see that ring right there? I'm gonna knock you
yeah.
out."
Shit. Remember
There
when
you
you used
go.
to transform your keyboard just go down and it's like,
Yeah.
and then you gotta like do a specific button command so you can actually do your moves.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yep.
good
And that there
time.
was combos leading up to you doing
Yeah.
your super moves. It wasn't just like you press two buttons and you super.
And the crazy part is like nobody gonna talk about it, but the game like it got better as it progressed. Like 2 and 3 was fucking good as fuck.
Three was actually was the better version in my opinion.
No,
I
you're
like
you're, you're
for
correct.
three. I like the story mode of it. I think is that the one where they're like hopping around like the little
No,
board
I
Oh,
pieces.
that's two. That's two.
I like
see.
that part.
Yeah.
No, I like the roster of 3 though. Like the roster
Yeah.
of 3 was like it didn't nothing felt repeated. Like what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Like it was Tenkaichi before Tenkaichi. That's what I like about it. It was all like
Was three
like
the one where you could do certain things story wise to be able to fight like Broly and
yeah,
some of
like
the
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
okay.
yeah. It was good.
Oh yeah,
We need to bring that back.
yeah, I agree.
Hmm.
Fighters of die. 2002. So for me, sticking with. I think I'm like, damn, it's most not my list is mixed past this particular year. But I'm on PlayStation for a lot of these first couple years.
No, I get it. It's
Yeah.
The thing for me is like I was having so the two things I'm heavily into in general, even now, is I do like adventure games. And I love RPG. The issue is RPG is hmm, I don't want to put that in the air, but RPG is not doing as well right now. They have
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
titles. They are great titles, but like the '90s and early 2000s was like very booming for
people hate
RPG.
reading. People hated reading.
Yeah.
Oh.
They hated reading after a
Oh,
point.
I hated reading too. When I play a Final Fantasy game and I had to read all this shit, I'm like, God damn, I gotta read all this shit to get to the game, to get to the action. But I mean, I went through it. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it took,
Honestly,
yeah.
the fact that I liked Final Fantasy made I think that's the reason why I like and have no issues with one um like Steve said in another episode um I watch my stuff in subtitle like and it doesn't bother me and then I also obviously for anime I watch subs for the most part. I have nothing against dubs
I,
No.
but
I was
I
about to ask, like, what are you saying, bro?
I
That's
I tend to recommend shit to people because I'm just like all dub isn't bad.
Oh yeah, of course.
Just like I'm like, yo, all sub isn't good either. Like I
But
can't
true.
stand Dragon Ball Z sub.
I mean, you can't tell people that. Like, this is like how the people on Twitter where they think somehow Japan's a political country. They think everything is better in Japan. You can't tell people that.
Because I'm
Yeah.
an FMA Brotherhood in dub is amazing. Like, I would
Yeah.
recommend that shit.
Yeah, I watched it in dub. It was good.
Yeah,
So let me see, 2002 for me. I gotta go another adventure, Ratchet and Clank. Keep it classic.
Ratchet and
The
Clank.
story, again, the need for collectibles and upgrading your armor. So like they didn't do too much with the armor in the original Ratchet and Clank, but they had so many weapons, and they had like the beautiful part for Ratchet and Clank was that they weren't afraid to experiment outside the box. So all your guns weren't straight up pew 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 guns. Like they had one where you could suck up the enemies, and essentially in sucking them up, that's how you made the ammo for the gun, and then you could shoot other
Pause.
enemies with it.
Yeah.
And you had a sheep gun. You literally had a gun that turns things into sheep.
The sheet.
Sheep. sheep like that.
Oh, okay. I'm like, that sounds pretty dope. That's another fun shooter. Like, I would give that game a try because it's not.
Yeah, even like they recently just came out with another one for PS5. I
Yeah.
only know that because my cousin, like me, my cousin likes those games, so he'll play every iteration. So the thing for me was the characters. So you have Ratchet, you have Clank, Ratchet being just a smart ass, uh, Clank being the literal intelligent robot, and then you have my favorite person in that whole situation, Captain Quark, his Arnold Schwarzenegger looking ass.
Yeah.
So like those characters were all just hilarious, and made that whole series honestly like one of my favorite series. So we're going to. I'm just looking down this list where we're up to right now. And I'm just like,
You
here
know what
come.
I've been doing this whole time. I've just been getting my list ready, and like this, I'm on my last one. Like, I'm ready to go now.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
on
thinking like,
these. I
Yeah.
even though I have mine like somewhat ready, like I'm also looking through the years and go, ooh, do I want to sub something?
that's what I'm saying. Like, I kind of, I'm looking like, damn, that did come out that year. Oh,
Yeah.
got my last one. That's it. That's it. It's
So
time to
now
roll.
we're in 2003. Hydro hit us.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels of the Roses. You know me. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh! Man. So that's the game. Like like I know a lot of people. It's a classic. If you played it, you know it's a classic.
Hmm.
But it's basically like card game meets chess. And it's really a game that you basically have. It's a continuation of Forbidden Memories, which is on PS1, and it has more cards, and the models are much more better detailed, and it's just a beautiful game altogether. And it's a game that really had like it was back when Konami was started doing more shit with the Yu-Gi-Oh game. Like it's outside of just playing on dual simulators. Like
Yeah.
have some original story, sometimes original cards, and it was really fun for its time. I like honestly, I want to play it again now. But they had from the anime, they had from the original game. It was some original creative Konami game, and it could go places if they would bring it back. But that's my game. I spent time on it. They have the white side with the red side, Yugi leading the red side, Kaiba's leading the white side, and at New Game Plus you fight, and also obviously it has two different endings. So it's a pretty fun game. It's the shit. Check it out if you can.
There you go. Duelist of the Roses. So, Bo, what's up? What's your
um,
2003?
there's a couple of games that I liked in 2023.
2023. You in the future? You in
Oh
the
Oh,
future,
man.
oh,
Bo?
was still, oh, still 20. So I
Oh
mean
shit.
2003. My bad.
I'm
I'm
like,
about
I'm
to
like,
Bo's
say.
in
hold
the
on.
future. He's about
I'm
to
like,
he's about
I'm
to hit us
like,
up with some games that haven't come
I'm like,
out.
hold on. What am I saying?
Well, I said,
Yeah.
does GTA drop yet?
I mean, no Kingdom
um.
5. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 5.
Let's see. I would say, man, what would I pick then? Um, I'm gonna go with Jack 2, cause
Ooh.
yeah, cause Jack 2 was actually the game that I played that made me want to play Precursor. Cause I'm like, I played Jack 2 and then I see like they go into a fucking like warp gate. I'm like, how they get from this to here and how did Jack became this? I'm like, let me go to play Jack Dexter 1 and see how this became to be. I'm like, okay, I guess that's how it happened. And then okay, next thing Jack becomes this beast fighting monster, and he's shooting guns and stuff and just like wrecking people. I'm like, okay, shit, this game is actually cool. And then, every time he does is like ground slam, I like spin the camera around, like I see all the enemies die. I'm like, it was a pretty cool game. Like, I got way into it. So I got into the story too as well. So I like Jack 2. I spent way too much time playing Jack 2 on that
I
year.
like the little hoverboard that
Oh
you
yeah, the
used to get
hoverboard.
around.
Oh yeah, I'll be doing tricks in that hoverboard. I'm like, yeah, check me out. I'm Tony Hawk in the future.
The thing from that game that stole me was that like literally this is like the beginning cutscene, and like so one of the biggest things for those of you listening who don't know, what Jack and Daxter is, that whole series.
I don't either.
Jack didn't talk.
Yeah. Jack.
Daxter was the one who did most of the talking,
Oh yeah. Jack
and
was a
that
mute
was
player.
He was
yeah.
silent. He
So
was silent protagonist.
Yeah.
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 So
It's the
the
silent protagonist.
so the thing is, you went from this little innocent boy who is now essentially like a teenager, if you want to call it that. He's a teenage, like an angsty teenager, and the first words that he yells out, because he essentially was tortured for years, before Daxter found him again,
Hmm.
and when he goes to like free him and stuff, he gets out, he transforms, turns back to normal, and the first thing that he says is, "I'm gonna kill Baron Praxis."
Yeah, Baron. Yeah, I remember
And
that.
he's like, "Whoa, whoa, where the hell?" He's like, "Whoa, Tar Dark and Gruesome, what the hell got into you?" Because like that was a real like 180 to the Jack character. They gave him a dark side, and
Mhm.
I loved it. I think a lot of people loved it. And my favorite character in that particular game was the person training him. What's his name?
Oh, I can't remember his name too. Yeah.
That he kept calling them cherries.
Yeah.
Come with me, cherries. Let me show you how to shoot. And his he had my favorite. His gun was called the Peacemaker.
Peacemaker, there we go.
Cause he'd be like, "You're rolling with the Peacemaker," and he'd be like threading the needle, poof, and he'd
Oof.
do a really awesome shot. Beautiful game, beautiful
Hmm.
game. 2003. So I found this game, the one for my 2003 pick, because I love the original on PlayStation 1. So one of the games that I wish they would do a complete remaster because it was such a good game.
Bloody Roar.
And huh?
Bloody Roar. No. Okay.
No, the original was a Xenogears.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
So
I'm
the
out of it.
original was Xenogears, and that game beautiful as far as like, so it had a little bit of everything. It was like anime-ish, cell shaded. The fighting style was amazing. Like I
Hmm.
would YouTube it just so like you could just see like what it is. Like I said, the story was great. The way you walked around in the cell shaded world was really beautifully done. They also brought robot mechs into the combat,
Y-
which was beautiful as well.
You know,
And huh?
no, sorry to cut you off, but do you remember when Gundam was popping, the Gundam fighting games?
Mhm.
Oh
Hmm.
my god, they need to bring that shit back. The 2D Gundam fighting games. You just opened up an old wound for me. Like man. But
so
continue.
so the thing with that was like, so it was beautiful. So you were able to do like, so they, for me, I feel like they kind of revolutionized a combat for RPGs a little bit because there was active like button pressing. So in order for you to pull off your combos, like it would come on screen the way, if you think of Ninja Storm now, when you do like cutscene battles, how you have to do the inputs. So you'd have inputs to put in for your combo. So like when you were gonna do like a punch, punch, kick, whatever, like you would have to do it out like square, square, X, X, circle, left, square, square, triangle, triangle. Like you had to do the button combination, and it was great because it kept you engaged when it came to the battles. Um, I said story was great, battling was great. The game that I picked was its what do you call that? Not predecessor would be before its successor, which was Xenosaga Episode 1. The game looked beautiful with the graphics. The fighting style went back to traditional RPG, which threw me the fuck off, honestly, because I was looking for the Xenosaga, Xenogears type fighting style. So I was disappointed in that, but the story was good. So the story was good. It was traditional RPG, and the cinematics were beautiful. I mean, most RPGs don't fail on cinematics, so that was my 2003 pick.
2003 is worth the thing. It's about to go up.
It's yeah, like this. The picks now are like ramping up. Just all right. So we're what 2004 now.
2004.
2004.
Yeah. Oh.
All right.
Okay.
So the toss up. Who wants to do 2004 first?
I'll do it.
Oh, okay, there you go.
You want to both? You want to both?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, go
Uh,
for it.
all right, so for 2004, I'm gonna pick Jack 3.
Great game as well.
Jack 3. Cause I like the second one. I was like, I want more. Jack 3 came out. I was like, yes, I'm gonna use all my allowance to buy Jack 3. I don't care what else I'm gonna get. Jack 3 must get. So I used that to get Jack 3, and I played it from whenever I got it to I played it. I play that game like all the time. Like every time I come from school, I play that game. Go to sleep, wake up this weekend. I play that game. I play that game to the end. I didn't stop playing it unless they beat me up and said you gotta clean up. So yeah, but yeah, that was the one game that I played throughout the whole of 2000. I mean, there was much more that I played, but that was one I enjoyed playing the most.
Yeah, I mean, again, I gotta keep going exactly the route you were going. Great game. You learn in this particular game that Jack needed to be balanced. So he needed to in having dark eco, he had to also get light eco to balance
Yeah,
himself out, and he ended up gaining light powers.
my powers.
So, and this is when you get the big reveal. Again, spoilers in the making of like
Mhm.
what freaking 17 years
I
ago.
low key don't want
17
you to
years.
spoil it. I low key. Well,
It's like
go
if you
for
don't
it.
know, you don't know at this
Go for
point.
it. Okay, go for it.
Um, but you end up. This is where you get the concrete evidence of you meet the precursors,
Yeah.
and you essentially find out what they've been hinting at since the first game, that Daxter was never cursed. He was a
Hmm.
precursor. He
Hmm.
was blessed actually. That's the reason why also he had the luck that he kind of had in escaping stuff. And for a lot of people don't know, Daxter had a spin-off of his own game
Yep.
on the PSP. Good old Dexter.
All right.
Hmm.
All right. So you want to hear my
Yeah.
04 game?
Yeah.
So back in middle school, I was in middle school. Um, I used to be with my nerd friends, and this how I kind of like it kind of cemented me in this game, and it's Pokemon Fire Red. Well, Leaf Green, but it's interchangeable. And it was a great game because I have a lot of memories. Like I would do Pokemon battles at lunch, breakfast, lunch, after school. I remember me and my homeboy. He would. I wouldn't. I didn't. I wasn't really. I didn't. He would have all the up to date shit. Like he had the Game Boy SP with the light on it.
Hmm.
He didn't let me borrow the game. He would like even let me borrow the whole system. The only thing he didn't give me was the charger because like give it back to me sometime. But eventually he said, "Hey, you can have this shit, blah blah," or you can at least, because he's like I said, he looked out for me. So and I think that what really made the game special was like this guy, he whipped my ass because like I was talking all this shit like yeah. We gonna link up and I'm gonna whip your ass with your own game. And he got like level 99 Mewtwo and all types of shit, all types of shit. Now like I got a level 42 Charizard. And, it's like so it was a good game, and also it was nice for the remake. It was one of the games where I said that's how a remake should feel like. I was very familiar with it, up to date graphics. It was a very nice game and very well executed.
Yeah, man. The remix of classics.
Always,
What more
always
can you really
welcome.
say, right?
Oh yeah.
Always welcome.
Legend of Dragoon, we still looking for you.
Man,
Um, uh, so 2004. For me, I gotta go back to the espionage. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. So again, in this game, they introduced more stuff to the stealth genre. Um, and gotta give the shout out where it's due. I can't really mention the Metal Gear series without shouting out Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell was coming out around the same time as the Metal Gear series was coming out. They themselves also did espionage gaming very well. So I definitely wanted to at least like shout them out because they definitely do deserve their flowers as well. So Metal Gear Solid 3 introduced the camo index. Depending on the light, the shadow, the kind of clothes you were wearing, your camo index will go up, meaning you were more hidden. If it was higher, if it's lower, you're easier to spot. Um, it was one of the games where you have to procure equipment on site. So POS doesn't just stand for piece of shit or point of sale. It
that's what I
stands
was
for
thinking of.
procure on site. So if you're ever given any kind of a in real life task and they're just like POS, bro, it's procure on site. Don't go calling random people pieces of shit. um, so you have to procure your equipment on site. You loaded up like a Halo match. You had your basic pistol or a tranquilizer and any other gun and stuff and medical equipment or anything like that. You would have to get it yourself. You even had to actually hunt the wildlife to get food and stuff like that, which
That
was
sounds like
really
Tomb
nice.
Raider. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And even like if you fell from too high of a place, you could injure yourself. You could sprain something. You could break something, and then you have to go into the menu and actually administer aid to yourself, which was
Really?
like yeah,
Okay.
which brought a new it brought a new I want to say kind of like a new spin to the gameplay.
It sounds like the game is very immersive. Like it's like a like simulator,
Yeah,
like realistic. Yeah, that sounds
and
pretty
the
dope.
and the remakes later on gave you the ability to some people wanted the so Metal Gear was always played as a third person top view.
Hmm.
The later remakes let it so that you can play it solely first person if you wanted to. And while it was played top view, you can always like if you aim down sight, it'll go into first person. So that was always neat as well for when you needed to aim and stuff like that. But yeah, so story that's it for the gameplay part of it. The story wise, you were being told the story of the original
Snake.
big boss.
This boss there.
Who yeah, which is funny. His original code name was Naked Snake, and I'm like, that's
Hmm.
a weird fucking nickname, but whatever. We roll with it. He's the OG. You find out who he was trained under, the boss, which is why his name after the war and all the crap that he did, he ended up getting the name Big Boss. So you see the whole story like play out. Great story. Definitely check it out if you haven't. It's Metal Gear. If you like Metal Gear, please go play it.
Yeah. Metal Gear was that game that every boss had like a cool ass code name. Like really, like they got the splicer, the torture. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, and they got like I can't remember. They just had names. I can't remember all the names, but they just have like names that just like
The
speaks like
pain, the sorrow.
yeah, the sorrow. Like they just have names that just say like, oh shit, I'm gonna have a hard time beating this guy. That's basically what the names are saying. They're saying that, hey man, you're gonna have a hard time no matter what how hard you try. You're gonna have a hard time beating this guy. That's how it was in
Yeah.
every Mega Excel games. Yeah,
And Volgan, the antagonist in that game, Volgan,
well again,
people
yeah.
always made fun of him, and they were just like, he looked like Ivan Drago from Rocky.
But
He
yeah,
did.
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Mm.
I sound like we really are getting to these years where, and don't get it twisted, people who are listening, like these aren't really easy picks to make, especially
Nope.
at the point that we're at now, because we're going into the years where a bunch of games came out
Hmm.
that were good.
This next one. I got a twofer. I'm sorry.
Okay.
They got to share it.
So
Yeah,
2005.
and it's gonna make sense.
Go
When I
ahead,
tell you.
Hydro.
It's
Hit
gonna
us
be
off.
It's gonna be Pokemon Emerald and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness
Mm,
because in Pokemon, everybody knows the Battle Frontier. That was some groundbreaking post game shit. Like that kept you on the game for hours. It was very fun and it was very engaging. And it was a game where like animations pop up. Gym leader rematch. You can fight against both enemy teams. And if I'm not mistaken, you can also and no, that's another game. My bad. It just introduced a lot of shit. It was the perfect third game. So that's why it's hailed as one of my top nine, top 10 games ever. And Pokemon XD Gale Darkness, it was a good game. It was a good game because it brought those Pokemon, the Pokemon from the GBA games into like a real 3D model setting. And unlike today's Pokemon games, it actually had was very immersive because the Pokemon they don't look shrunk down. If you look at the current Pokemon game now, the Pokemon are very like the big Pokemon. They're very shrunken down.
yeah.
But in those games, if you look at the sizes, those games they're they're scaled perfectly, almost. I want to say, like they don't look like the same size as a trainer. Like no, they're gigantic, and the camera angle is like better. You know what I'm saying? You know that's why a lot of Pokemon people, Pokemon fans, they've been they was kind of disappointed because that's what they were expecting because they got it before, but Shield and Sword they did. I don't want to get into that, but that's what the expectation was. Y'all know I can rant on that all day, but
Oh yeah,
but
for sure.
but it's like a sandwich. Pokemon Emerald, play the game on the big screen, fight on the big screen with your Pokemon, and the story was good itself. And honestly, Nintendo need to stop playing and just port that shit, or at least have we fucking get a virtual console back on the fucking Switch and
Yeah,
take my money. But that's mine. They leaving money on the table, man. I'm sorry.
they really are though.
Yeah.
uh,
What you got for us, Bo?
let's see. Well, I have three that I
Okay.
enjoy playing. One of them was The Matrix, part of Neo.
Okay.
Because I enjoyed playing that because it was actually like they basically have the whole story of the first movie in the game, and basically you can basically do what Neo does. You can move like dodge bullets and shit. It was pretty fun and interesting. I like that. Psychonaut was the other one that I played a lot, and my third one what was my third one again? Oh yeah, the 50 cents video game. That now
Bulletproof? You like bulletproof?
the bulletproof. No, bulletproof. Okay, first of all, when I was playing bulletproof, I was like, you know what, this game looks kind of shit. I'm like, and then when I just started playing, like, you know what, it's not that bad. It's like 50 Cent trying to be, gangster in his own way. In his own way. I'm like, okay, I kind of like it. It's not too bad. It's kind of corny, but not bad. I enjoyed it. Just for some apparent reason, I don't know why. I like bulletproof. I don't know what the reason was behind it, but I just liked the gameplay and everything. So.
You like when 50 Cent was in the sands fighting terrorists? That's what
Yeah.
you fighting terrorists?
Yes, I like this is so it doesn't make sense. I like it. It just doesn't make sense. I like the game was trying to be something. I don't know what it was, but it was just fun to play like this. And it's just silly,
Feel
stupid
the
shit.
sunshine off his do rag.
That was crazy.
That shit was crazy. That game was fun as hell. Uh,
But yeah, so
My bad.
so 2005 for me it was I already know that in the background whether or not he's actively hearing us right now I know he gonna be turning over or flipping a table. Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening.
Ain't
Alpha
that
hates
the
this game.
ain't that the bad game? Ain't that the bad one?
No, it was
no.
really good actually. The thing was that a lot of people didn't like the last fight against Virgil because that shit, if you didn't like master the different play styles that you could switch between, was a nightmare.
Oh yeah, they got because that when you that's
Because
when
you
that's
had
when
like
they
Trickster, you had Gunslinger,
Thurger,
Swordmaster,
Master
the
and
one where you parry. So it's like if you weren't used to like switching when you needed to, like that fight was ridiculous. But I'm like that game cinematics amazing, story amazing because you got the background of how Dante became not became, but how Dante's double trigger was activated. It's like Virgil damn near killed him. Like Virgil, I think Virgil in general tends to outskill Dante. Dante got a slight edge on him at the end of that game, but Virgil, yeah.
Roger is that guy that is always prepared. Like he's like always one step up and always prepared. And then Dante comes in the end and then one ups Virtual after going through some hard shit and then beats Virtual.
Dante is,
Plot armor.
and no disrespect to Dante, I'll take it down a notch. I don't mean this to the extent that's gonna sound. Dante has Goku level
Plot armor.
writing behind him. I wouldn't put it up there with Goku. It's not Toriyama's pen, how Alpha likes to say. So he doesn't have Toriyama's pen behind him, but that's just ridiculous. Um, but he tends to outshine Virgil, and still people are just like Virgil's such a cool character. So that's why that was my pick. The fighting, the story, finding out how Virgil was the one who triggered Dante's double trigger, their family history, the reason why it's actually very another controversial thing to say, which is one of the conversations that the TL has had in the past like 2 weeks. Thinking about it, it's very much like Inuyasha. Without the screaming, without the
Oh yeah, I'm about to
Kagome!
say without the screaming.
Win score.
Wind scar.
I ain't gonna
Oh,
lie. I ain't gonna lie.
So
I
without
love
that,
that.
without the screaming.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I love that shit.
Oh no, I like that's
I
the
liked
funny
it.
thing.
I say
I
that
like
shit with him.
So just to catch people up on that, the thing with the TL with the Inuyasha slander that was going on is
So,
it's not about it overall being like horrible or anything. It's
no,
just
it's
that
not.
like for me, nostalgia wise, honestly, one of the first romance animes that I ever watched. I
Yeah,
didn't seek this shit out. I even now don't really seek out romance based on animes, but it was one of the few that I have watched. And the characters are fine, but like once you rewatch it as an adult, you find how lacking the story is. The characters are great. You can pluck characters out and be like, yo, this was good. I like this character. I like this character. Inuyasha's father has a total runtime of maybe 2 minutes, and he outshines a ridiculous amount of that cast.
I only seen his skeleton. That's all I
And
know.
he had,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
there's a movie for
It's a
him. I don't
movie.
think I ever saw it, but
I gotta
Inuyasha's
Google.
dad sounded cooler than
I gotta.
Inuyasha and Sesshomaru combined.
I gotta look. I gotta Google images. This.
I forgot what his name was, but he was just a badass. I mean, look how big his skeleton was. But yeah, so 2005, Dante's
So
Awakening.
wait. He looks like them.
Mm-hmm.
So why the fuck is his skeleton so big? I'm missing something.
Because he's a full demon
So like
that
that's his-
actually like held power. And the fact that their swords are just a tooth of his. Like Tatsaiga is a tooth of his. And
I got.
Tenseiga.
I gotta. You know what? I'm gonna do some my own time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it has some interesting aspects to it. The overall story of the anime itself is lacking. But that doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. Like,
Oh yeah.
I think people think that like saying your dislike for something is you shitting on it. It's like, nah, it's a difference. Like, I would recommend it to people still. Just be like, look, it's not the greatest story in the world, but
You know another. I know we're off topic here, but you know another great example of that is Naruto.
Naruto. Yeah.
Like Naruto does have its flaws, but I'm not gonna say it's flat out trash, bad writing. No, you got some hiccups here and there, but if you can enjoy like 78% of it, then well, chances are you can fuck with it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
I
Yeah.
agree with
you
that.
know,
I agree with that.
like only on Twitter where something has to be A plus 100% good or it's trash.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
All right. So we are now in 2006.
6.
These picks are
I know what I'm
definitely going to
doing.
be
Oh, it's
interesting.
getting way interesting.
This is easy for me.
So let me lead this off. I haven't let off a year yet, so let me lead this year off with So I clearly remember this year, and story behind me picking this game because this was the year the PS3 dropped, I believe.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So I got the game that was one of the launch games for the PS3, which was Resistance: Fall of Man, and that was my pick for 2006. So Resistance: Fall of Man, aside from Black Ops 2, was honestly one of the shooters that I played for a long time, and I played it with my cousin. Surprisingly, I was surprised that I got so into it. It was a really good shooter, in my opinion. A bunch of different modes for you to play. You can kind of like in a Halo Spartan kind of way, like you can be the chimeras or you could be the humans. So that had a nice like thing to it. The story, literally in the title, Fall of Man. It is post-apocalyptic. Uh, the Chimeran hive mind race was invading, you are one of the last, bunch of humans that were making it out of wherever the hell you were. And again, it pretty much has a very survival horror FPS touch to it. It's definitely an FPS. The fun part about this game and its sequels were the names of the achievements, because it was one of the few games I would tell you, for shit you want to laugh, look up the achievements for Fall of Man, Resistance 1, 2, and 3. Some of these achievement names, you're just like, what the fuck? Like, one of the ones I remember is called What the Fuck Barbecue. Literally, WTF BBQ! Exclamation mark. And you essentially have to walk around and with a flamethrower burn a certain number of enemies,
Oh, I
like,
remember
at
that
a time.
achievement. Yeah, I remember that achievement.
So it was fun. They did a great balance of like levels where like they'll put you in one part of the level was supposed to scare the shit out of you because they put you in certain situations, but the game wasn't fully about that. It was more survival horror, not the you're in the dark, there's no lights. No, it was like you're not really in the dark, but you're gonna have to go through certain things that are dark every once in a while, and you're constantly being chased by things. Or if not chased by things, when you arrive, things want to kill you.
Sound like Resident Evil.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was my pick for 2006. Like I said, the era where PS3 dropped, Resistance, Fall of Man.
I'll take it away.
Mm.
So mine is Sonic 06. I'm playing with you.
I was say really? I say really that game? I'm like, okay, well, I guess you're a Sonic fan for a reason. I mean,
I just want to see what y'all gonna say. Oh shit. Mine was Ultimate Alliance. Playing with all the superheroes. It had a well
Classic.
good story. You literally went to the best fucking parts of the Marvel universe. 4-man team coming off with the style of X-Men Legends. That shit was the shit, man. It was fucking dope, and it had some replayability because there's certain parts in the game where you had optional missions and that affected your ending. So it was a really cool fucking game. Like the game, like I remember so many parts of that game. Like you went to like Asgard, you went to Hell with Mephisto, you went to a lot of shit, man. Like it was such a
you
cool
went
like
you went to the Nemo's
yeah
yeah,
underwater shit. You went
underwater here. There was a
sh-
bunch of places again.
yeah, you went to arcades, fucking Death Circus, wherever the fuck that was.
Doom Castle.
Yeah, DM Castle, and like that was a good fuck. And you know what? That game put so much respect on Doctor Doom's name. It was crazy. Like
Hmm.
put some put some respect on his name. Like that game is fucking golded. I'm so glad I bought that shit when it came out.
Oh,
Re-released.
yeah, it was released like a couple years ago. I bought
Yeah,
that shit on the Xbox. I bought the first and the second one. I must get this shit and replay it, and I
yeah,
still enjoy replaying it. So yeah.
yeah. I got that shit on my PS5. So
Yeah.
that man, that's the game
Mhm.
right there. That is the game right there. Like you never played a game like that. That is the game. And
Mhm.
also, with the re-release, they also added the gold expansion because there was like a gold expansion for like Xbox only. But
Yeah, I
you
got the
know,
good expansion.
yeah, like you can play with Cyclops now, Venom. You can play with Hulk, Doctor Doom himself. It's a real game that you wanna. I wish, and it pained me because Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, it was so watered down. It was not Ultimate Alliance to me. Like I don't acknowledge that game
It was
because
dumbed, yeah, it was dumbed down to like people who to fan favorite some MCU
yeah.
characters, and then yeah, basically that's what it is because they just dumbed it down to that because they just put the Galaxy and then some other characters that doesn't really appear at the MCU yet, but it's going to appear anyway. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's what they
like I
basically
was,
did.
I was happy that it came back, but it wasn't Marvel Ultimate Alliance to me.
Yeah,
It was
man.
like
Yeah, it wasn't.
it was Marvel's Ultimate Playground. But that's my pick.
Yeah. My pick, I would say I would have to go with this because I play this shit and I challenge people a lot in it. I would say Wii Sport. Like I play that, yeah, Wii Sport. was that game that said like, oh, you want bowl with me? Okay, let's go bowling.
Let's go.
Okay, I'll beat you in bowling. Or you want to play golf? Okay, let's play golf. I'm gonna win you with one hole. Okay,
That shit
we
was
go home.
fun
Yeah, that should.
for
Yeah.
a throwaway game, quote
Yeah,
unquote. That was fun. Like
yeah.
especially the boxing, that little ball, the ball dude, the black ball dude, he would knock your ass out.
Oh yeah.
Like man, man, he Mike Tyson and shit. Like
Man, when you get knocked out in that game, that I kind of felt the dude not being knocked out. Like, dang, he got knocked out, cause and you do be on the floor too, like he be knocked out too. I'm like, damn, bro, you all right? I'm like
yeah,
trying to get up too. Like,
that
yeah,
game was
yeah,
crazy.
that game was crazy, man. It was just so fun. You got tennis, bowling, golf, boxing. You got I'm gonna exercise too. I'm like, hold on, man. They were like we was up to something at that point, man. They were like, yeah, they were up to something to a good start, but yeah.
That shit was goaded.
Well,
Yeah.
he's gonna.
So we're now moving on to another honestly heavy hitting year, 2007.
Did you go double
Um,
O?
Yeah, he went.
yeah,
You went?
Resistance Fall of Man
Okay, okay.
for 2006.
All right,
So
cool.
2007, like I said again, it's another heavy hitting year.
Oh yeah.
Let me see my list.
I have my main pick, and I have three honorary mentions, which like I'm not gonna do them until you guys go. I don't want to snipe people's picks, but like that was a good year for gaming.
Bo, go first.
So yeah,
I'll go first. Yeah. So I would say. So I would say Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The reason I say this is because this is when I first started getting into like first person shooter. Because I didn't used to get into first person shooter. The only reason I got into it because my brother got one of his friends got a PS3, and it was my first time playing a PS3 game. That was the first PS3 game I played. So basically, they all bought a controller. So basically, they got a controller for each, and then we're all playing like locally, and then we're like all like challenge against each other. So at one point, I always lose. So every time that they come over, I like they bring my friend leaves the PS3 at my place. This one was in college, so he leaves me at my brother's place, and then I play it until I get good at it because we're very competitive on that game. Like this is where we're like trying to like brag about shit. This is where I started to understand what bragging rights mean. This is where I was like, oh, shit, oh, like getting into shit. Like this is where I like get this. This was my time I started playing online games, an FPS game, and this is when I started like talking shit down to like people who don't know what the
Yeah.
fuck they're saying. Like,
Let your nuts hang.
yeah,
Let your nuts hang.
yeah,
Let your nuts hang.
yeah, yeah. That's like the first FPS shooter game that I really got into. I just got into it a lot, and like I just keep and to this day I'm just keeping up with it. So that's like the one game that I like playing. I mean, there's a lot of games that I could mention, which I would just make honorary mention. Super Mario Galaxy.
Okay.
Uh, I played that game. It was very it was just fascinating because when I played Super Mario or on the Mario World on the Nintendo N64, like it was the first like ever like Mario 3D game, and then to went from that to Super Mario Galaxy, that was like visually pleasing to see to like play, and I beat that game. I was gonna beat the game, but it was just I didn't have the time to do it. So college, you gotta pay, you
right.
gotta do your schoolwork and try to graduate. So yeah, but yeah, that was like
All right. I'm a snipe. I feel like I have a feeling I'm a snipe one of Double O's picks. So I'm sorry, my man. Halo 3.
Good choice.
Halo
good
3.
choice, good
Good
Hell,
choice.
choice.
and that I like my I can the only thing I can remember about that game was that level where there's like two halls and you guys fucking meet up in the middle and that's like what I'm talking about. And that
Yeah.
was the game where like you can go get the cloaking, the like I remember me and my friends we would just play get the gravity hammers.
Hmm.
Just boom, boom, we just knock each other off like I go shoot you. I'm just gonna knock your ass off this platform. And then you got the little under level. It was just a dope ass game for its time. Like I feel like that and Halo 2 are my favorite Halos. Everything else is like whatever. But Halo, like non like it was a really fun game for its time. Like that's the only game I can really see like me getting on currently and playing on the Master Chief Collection. But the gravity hammer, that's what I think about when someone say Halo 3 because that was a dope ass weapon. Just going off knocking people off they fucking it was nice, man. But yeah, Halo 3 is my pick.
So for my that and again, great pick because Halo 3 has like its
It's
status
iconic.
in just gaming. Period.
Yeah,
Like
and it had online too. Like
Oh
that's
yeah.
yeah.
that's the game.
So I'm like 2007. I think I'm gonna do this a little backward. I'm gonna do honorary mentions first, and then I'll put the game. So these two particular games, I have three games that are honorary mentions, but the two I'm gonna first mention, the reason why they're honorary is because I didn't play the games when they initially came out, which was 2007, but I did play them a year or so later when they were already where people were like already played them, and they were just like these are critically acclaimed games. So the two games is Bioshock
Okay, there we go.
That
and
was
Mass Effect, the first one.
Bioshock is fire.
Oh yeah.
I, I didn't play Bioshock one to like probably like 2000 maybe 2012 because Infinite came out the next year.
Mm,
Yeah.
So I caught up on that. And that game is fire. Like
it
you never
is.
play Bioshock is the fucking goat. In fact, they need to make another one.
Yeah, when I tell people that, so it stands out to me, Bioshock, because it's one of the first games where I got all the achievements. Like,
Yeah.
there's no name for that really. All the gamer score. That's what it was called for the
Gamer score,
for
yeah.
Microsoft for the
Yeah.
Xbox. Because I know for PS,
Trophies.
PlayStation is trophy, so it would be like the platinum. If you got the platinum trophy, that
Like,
means that you got all the trophies. Um, so it was one of the first games I did that for. And when I tell people, because I did my highest difficulty playthrough, and they were like, just like always asking me, like, what did you use? What was your combo weapon? I'm like, literally the most overpowered weapon in that fucking game is the wrench.
Oh yeah, the wrench.
You
like
put the right amount of like things on it. Like you put the right, I forgot what they were called. The slots, the like that you
Yeah,
put
yeah.
on it.
oh yeah.
That wrench was ridiculous. It honestly is the most powerful thing in your arsenal. And for as much as people are just like, oh, but I really like this, I'm like, nah, son, wrench. You don't gotta waste no ammo. Just smack, smack, smack.
Oh man, yeah.
So that
I'm sorry. You can go first.
no, go ahead. What you
No, like I will never forget about Bioshock is when you're introduced into the Big Daddy.
Oh,
Where
I
you-
hate
where-
daddies. I
That
hate
shit, that shit had me on my toes because like I remember the guy he was trying to fuck with the girl, and she screamed, and the Big Daddy just ran through and just drilled, like oh my god, that's horrible. like
and
this,
seeing them interact was creepy too. Like the little what were they called? The big daddies and the little sisters.
Your
Yeah.
little sisters, yeah.
Oh, that shit was creepy as
And
fuck.
That shit
too.
was so creepy.
We
and
have
then
an
you-
angel over here. I'm like, chill, get the fuck off. Go that way. Ain't no
then you gotta
angels over
creep,
here.
then you gotta creep around him and shit like oh my god, like
And then the choice to harvest them or to like
save them, yeah.
Ugh.
That was a classic game, man.
yeah. And then Mass
Yeah.
Effect 1, like, obviously cult classic. A lot of people right now are actually playing the remastered version.
I'm gonna buy that.
I bought it. I'm gonna play it at some point, but I bought it.
You know what I liked about that game because I heard what your choices from the previous game affects into the next game.
Mm.
That's what caught my eye. Like I like shit like that.
So the game, one of my third honorary mention, which actually I did play that year, was Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. I love the Zelda games as well. Like that's another series that's like near and dear to me. So like I have to definitely throw that out there because I did play that the year it came out. I get all the Zelda stuff like year it comes out.
I didn't play
except
my
for Breath of the Wild because it was on the Switch.
Breath of the Wild is a good fucking game.
I know.
I
Yeah.
understand. I understood the hype. Like I played it a couple months ago and I understood the hype now. Like
Yeah.
bro, it was one of those games where it'd be like 8 o'clock and when I look up it'd be like 5 a.m. Like it was a crazy fucking game, man. I honestly I didn't play my first Zelda game till like 2017.
Yeah, the first Zelda game was Breath of the Wild, so it was pretty good. Like I didn't play too much Zelda games on Nintendo platform games. It was mostly like Mario or Sonic related games that I played. But yeah, when I got into Zelda, I was like pretty good.
I played Ocarina of Time, and after that, I played everything else.
Ocarina of Time was a good one. I played that on the 3DS. I need Majora's Mask. I need to play Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I need to replay Majora's Mask as well because I didn't understand it too much as a kid. Like the timing thing of the 3 days fucked me up in the head for some reason.
Yeah.
Like it made me like I think that's one of the first times a lot of us developed anxiety. Like this
Mm.
motherfuckers are giving us 3 days. 3 days? Like what?
And really, that's like an hour or two in game.
Yeah.
That's like God. Like, oh man, this gonna be
So
annoying.
my actual pick for 2007 was another. This is a PlayStation 3 game. I think it's also
Xbox 360.
no. It came out. It came out the following year. So it was
Okay.
it was Uncharted Drake's Fortune.
Okay, sure.
So
Okay, I
the
was about
reason for me liking it, like, yeah, the story is awesome, the gameplay was great, and all. The thing that I love about that game was that it kind of revolutionized again. Another game that like was revolutionary. It revolutionized its genre because a lot, like if you look at it now, so Crystal Dynamics, and honestly, they remodeled a lot of the new redone Tomb Raider after that because that's how they ended up doing the relic stuff,
Dude Raider.
finding like different collectibles, and have it kind of like you're still immersed in the game. So it's like they wanted you to understand that it's a game, but not completely take you out of that immersion. So like things will be hidden like in your real world, like it's just there sitting for you to find.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool. So I love that for more so what it did in the future. It was just revolutionary. So
Mm.
2008.
I got
Oh.
worried for a little bit. Wait. Before we move on, hey, how do
Okay.
you feel about Bioshock Infinite? Double O.
Infinite. I
Mhm.
love the gameplay. The fucking ending had me put my hands up and go, "This is some bullshit."
Well, yeah, that's what I said. The ending. I
Okay.
like, yeah, the ending made me like, really? They better come out with it, part four or something. They haven't come
I
out with a
like.
part four.
I'm like, oh hell no! Like, I hate the mind fuck at the end. It's like I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah,
I'm like, fuck this.
Like, I'm like, you know what? I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad that's the last game. That was some bull. That was some bullshit. You gotta
that was
admit. Like,
BS. I like, really? That's the end. I'm like, hold on, maybe there's a secret ending. Nope, that's
I
the
know.
ending.
Like,
Nope.
oh
Nope, that
hell.
was it.
I
uh,
could have left her ass locked up.
Facts.
But I like that game. 2008.
So
all right,
2008.
I will go first. 2008, I would say the one game that I like the most is Dead Space.
Ooh,
Dead
that's a
Space.
good one.
Dead
Honestly,
Space,
one of the best.
yeah. Dead Space was one of those games that I was just playing to be like, you know what? People say this game is like a horror game. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me play it. And then, I started playing because I'm like, I'm a strong person. I could deal with this. I play Resident Evil. I played that game the first day. The first thing that I saw like a dead guy. I saw like one of those dead creatures that looked like it was morphed. And then this shit just jump out at me and come in the car. It's like, ah, shit. And I was, I gotta shoot him with my plaza cutter, because
Yeah.
that's when Isaac, because the first monster came to me, I had to run away from him, and then that's when Isaac like built a plasma cutter to like cut his limbs off. I mean, that game had too many jump scares, man. They just be unexpected jump scares. You'd be like, you kill the monsters, and then okay, he's dead. I'm like, oh shit, man, die already, die! Like, that shit was so, that shit was scary, man. He gave me so many like jump scares, more than Resident Evil ever did in my entire life. Like that game was cool as well. I like the story too. I mean, at first, the first one when he was kind of mute, and then they started like they're like second and third one, like let's give Isaac a voice. We don't want him to be like a mute character. It doesn't make sense. Like he's gonna be interacting with a lot of people, so we might as well just make him give a voice. I'm like, no, that makes sense. But yeah, Dead Space was one of the best games I played in 2008. Like it was that good.
It was a great game. I'm like in that game also I would say you end up finding out that when you play the harder mode, you end
Oh,
up finding out again that plasma cutter is ridiculously overpowered as
wow,
well.
OP.
super OP. Like you don't have to invest in any of the other weapons. You could literally finish the whole game just
It
powering up
made the
stuff.
whole game. It made all the weapons just look obsolete. Like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna use it. Plasma cutter, you're my best friend from the whole entire game, from easy to hard. Let's go. Like
Yeah.
pow, pow, cut legs, cut arms, cut whatever, man. It just cuts straight every enemy. Like it just
And I would definitely tell anyone who is loves the survivor horror or just horror genre, that's definitely a game you want to sit down and play. Turn the lights off. You'll have a good time if that's what you're into. Because that game had me. I'm with Bo. Like after playing it, after my first sit down, me sitting down every other time after that was like, all right, how much scaring the shit out of myself can I take in a sitting? It was to the point where every time I hit a save point, I would contemplate like, should I stop playing? Should I stop playing right now? Like, because the other issue I think, well, the one issue that I had with Dead Space, the original, I don't know if they fixed it in the other ones,
mhm.
was that there was no hard save in between save points. Like you had checkpoints. If you died, yeah, you go back there. But if you were to turn the console off, you start at your last save point, not checkpoint. So that
Yeah.
was the issue I had with the first one. I know that the first one's been remastered, but I don't know if they had fixed that.
I think they still have it to the point that you will get a certain amount of saves. So basically,
Oh, okay.
you'll get three saves. So you have to like plan how you're gonna save it. So whenever you can only save three times. After that, you can't save anymore. So
Wait, what? Is that like in the hardest difficulty?
the hardest difficulty, yeah,
Damn.
you get three
Wow.
saves. That's it. So pick your saves wisely, or you just screwed. So.
Ooh, I can't say nothing to that. That's Hydra. What you got?
Well, my 2008, and it's great because I did not play. I didn't play till 2016.
Hmm.
But it technically came out in 09, right? 08, 09. So 08, right? Um, it is Uncharted 2. Um, Honor Among Thieves, I believe. Yeah, Honor
Hmm.
Among Thieves. And that game was fucking iconic. I knew that game was gonna be fucking fire when the intro of Nathan Drake hanging off the fucking train.
Yes.
That was iconic. Like you can't lie. And honestly, I felt like the whole point when you and this is my theory. Like I feel like games where you come where you the game starts off at a certain point and you play the flashback up to the certain point. Them games always gonna be fire.
Yeah.
Like it's been proven time and time again. Like you know, you start at the end of the game, then you work your way back up to the end of the game. It's pretty fucking fire. So it had a great good story. From my understanding, it was the Mayan thing, right? Like the Mayan, he was like in the Himalayas.
Hmm.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. I say it's the best Uncharted game.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely liked it. 2008. It was Little Big Planet. And it's funny because whenever I tell people that, they're like, "Damn, that seems mad out of character." I'm like, that cutesy little game was amazing. Um,
Sackboy.
the Sackboy, like you were able to customize your character. You could play with friends. You could make your own world. There was a lot of tutorials on how to make your own world. You could play other people's worlds. So people who were more creative than you, or like people who were super into making extensive ass levels, um, it was great. And the DLC support that game got was ridiculous as well. To the point where like some people, I remember one of my favorites was someone put the one of the Metal Gear characters. I think it was Snake from Metal Gear Solid 4, the old Snake, as a DLC, and they made a level where you can use because there were no real guns because Little Big Planet, it's audiences, little kids. But you had paint. They made like a paintball gun. So in the level that one person made, if you're running around in that level, you can pick up the paintball gun and start shooting paintball stuff at enemies, and it was great. Like the innovation behind that game, the creativity, even honestly, just the even the main story, it was good for something simple and more childlike, and it looked like a children's pop up book. Great game, so much replayability. I enjoyed that. I played that with my brother for hours. I don't even know how much time I lost playing that game. But yeah, that's Little Big Planet for me,
The,
2008.
the apology game for getting hacked.
So let's see. We're at 2009. 2009.
And a lot of shit came out in 2009.
Yeah.
Like a lot of good shit too. Um,
Let me see my list. Oh wait. Oh shit. Oh wait.
Man, there's a lot.
Okay. No
Yeah.
wait. I picked my. I yeah okay yeah. I have seen my list, but I I I twisted them. So this next one got to be for 2008. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry. So my 2008. And we gonna flip it. Sorry, viewers. Is Burst Limit. It's Burst Limit.
Okay.
Yeah, I had my list and like I typed it out. My bad. Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit because the graphics was so fucking beautiful. It was good. It was unique and it was a PS3 start. Well, PS3 starting game, but if you look at the graphics now, it's fucking beautiful. So and like I remember the action buttons, and I remember you could. It was so immersive because you can dodge people hits, like but it was so nice. So I'm sorry I messed that up. I just looked at my list, but
So
I was
good.
like,
I should have numbered it. But yeah, but yeah. Go for it.
What you got, Bo?
let's see. There's a lot of games that came out. Well, I'm gonna go to one that actually caught my attention. I would say Batman Arkham Asylum.
Solid
That
pick.
yeah, that game caught. It was actually the first Batman game that you will play that you actually play as Batman. You get to do the detective work. You get to fight people, counter people. Like the combat system was very like well fluent. I mean, yeah, it was like one like the only Batman games that actually like says, "Hey, I am Batman. I am here to solve the mystery and capture Joker and his fucking Arkham Asylum prisoners." It was
Kevin
just
Conroy.
Kevin Conroy. Yeah,
Go.
Kevin Conroy. Yeah, he voiced. Yeah, they basically have all the main cast from like the original like Batman animated series playing in that game, which was actually like pretty dope. And then got Mark Henry playing the Joker. He played that real well, like in the fucking game. Like yes, he voiced Joker real well. He sound like the first. I mean, it was obviously he's great. You can't beat him in like
That is Joker. And that is
that is
Batman.
Joker. Yeah, that is Joker. Yeah, that is Joker. You can't beat him in like voiceover for like the Joker. But yeah, I liked him in there. The game was very smooth. You got like doing detective works. Um, the only thing that I was actually like, I like the game. The only thing that I wish that which they actually did eventually in the next as the game like progressed to like the third one, was I wish you could use the Batmobile because who doesn't want to use the Batmobile?
Nope. Stop.
No,
I
why?
gotta intervene. I gotta intervene.
Yeah.
It was one of those situations where careful what you wish for because in the fourth game you had to use a Batmobile for everything. Like it was not saying it wasn't bad, but like I said, like the Batmobile it could low-key ruin the fourth game for me. I'm sorry, I tried to get that out, but it's
I
a
liked it.
it's a
I
GOAT
like
series. Let's not get it confused.
yeah.
It's it's up there. Like I'll never forget. Like when Scarecrow got grabbed by Killer Croc. Oh my god,
Oh.
that was like oh shit, like oh shit,
I'm like, okay, well, this is new.
like oh he gone
Scarecrow
though.
dies. I'm like, is he did he come back to life? Now I nope, he's dead. Oh, okay.
Like,
I
that man
guess
just
that's the end of Scarecrow. Like,
wow.
he's not
Killer,
scaring nobody no more.
Them days are over.
Like, that dude was gone. Like, damn, they took the whole series and they just play with it and just like, you know what, we're gonna fucking kill some people in this game. Like, damn,
That was a good ass game.
yeah, that was a
Yes,
good
it was.
idea.
You can only experience it once. Like I'm just thinking about that shit. Like like man, that was a good ass game. I'm telling you, it's like
Yeah.
Poison Ivy. You know, then they got the cameos for like Mister Freeze and shit like that. Like I'm telling you, then you know they eventually popped up in the next game.
Yeah,
I'm
they
telling
did
you,
great.
Did great.
Rocksteady's goaded.
It's so 2009. For 2009, I picked Borderlands.
Yep.
Borderlands was one of the first games that I played with a big co-op group. We
What is it
had
about?
so Borderlands, you is essentially like a shooter looter. So it works in the way of like so every gun in the game, whenever it drops, it is completely randomized. So it goes through a huge randomizer as far as like perks and stuff like that. So the thing with that game is that yes, you can farm the last boss, let's say for like better loot, but the thing is the drops are so random that you can end up with something really powerful in the beginning of the game. So like for me, I ended up with a shield that it well one when the shield was full, I had like extra protection. When my shield burst, it would do a giant AOE explosion and hurt anything that was near me with like ridiculous damage. And then my shield will go back up
Oh
after
man,
doing that AOE
it seemed like a
burst.
fun game.
Oh,
It
it is.
is.
It
It's
is.
very fun. It's a
Claptrap is a comedian in that game.
Claptrap is the goat. I love. I think it was in Borderlands 2 when he was like, what is that he calls you? He calls you like a
Minion.
slave or something.
Minion. Come here,
Minion, yeah.
minion.
Yes, and he'll go, "Oh my God, we're gonna face the most craziest like boss ever." Stairs, because he's a robot with a wheel, like for legs. So he's like, "My arch
Stairs.
nemesis,
The North Nemesis
stairs."
stairs.
And he loves to beatbox half the time. He's like,
Yeah.
That sounds like a crazy game.
so yeah, it is. So
It
you
is.
end up with crazy weapon combinations. Like you can have a sniper that when you hit targets, they get lit on fire or they start taking poison damage.
You,
Um,
you can have a submachine gun that when you shoot, it does an irritating scream.
yeah, electrifies. Like you have electrifying bullets.
Hmm.
Like the beautiful part of that game is just that it. Other than like, oh, you could get like higher just rarity, meaning like just like you could sell it for more because it's rarer.
Hmm.
Just because it's rare, it doesn't necessarily mean that the perks and stuff on it are better. Because again, the randomizing, like yes, the better perks are in the more rarer guns, but you can
Hmm.
get something ridiculous like early on. Like that was the beauty of that game.
So it's never a stagnant experience. It's never like it's
Yeah,
never. It's always gonna be different every time you play. You start up a new game.
right. Like
Yeah,
just
right.
because like I got dropped, let's say just because I got shitty drops in the first, let's say 3 hours of the game, doesn't necessarily mean that'll be your experience. Or if like I got great drops the first 3 hours of the game, doesn't mean that that's going to be your experience. So that was the beauty of it. Um, the which I'll just say it by name. The honorable mention that I had was a game that I feel like they dropped the ball with after the second game because they had a great story. Infamous, a guy
Okay.
with electric powers.
Oh
You
yeah.
got to
No, I know exactly what you're
experience.
talking about. Cole.
Yeah,
Cole.
Cole
Yeah.
McGrath.
Yeah.
So there was a very people a little
Conduit.
controversial as far as the storyline because it's very like Star Warsy. Because he essentially finds
Karma
out that
system.
he is the antagonist. Uh, it from another timeline. Like he's evil in another timeline, so you're fighting yourself. It's weird. It's
Yeah.
good, but it's weird. You end up finding out, yeah, you're the bad guy in the future, and so your choice in Infamous, for those who don't know, you can always choose to be good or be bad. So if you're bad, your electrical powers manifest in a red color. If you're good, your electrical powers manifest in a blue color. So
Oh,
it was a great
yeah.
game. Great way to really show people how electricity as a power can work.
Oh, of course. You know that's a dope power to have. Did you play Infamous Second Son?
Yes,
How'd you feel? Which ending did you get?
I killed
I got the
him.
neutral ending. What? Wait. So you got the bad ending?
The
I
bad
got the
ending where
good
you
ending.
killed him.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no,
Okay.
is the bad ending where he kills you? I forget.
No, I mean, okay. The bad endings where like you finish the lady off and like you're all evil and shit, and your grandma can't look at the sight of you; she's disappointed in you, and like he goes up in the sky
Hmm.
and he uses his power and just do suicide into the grandma's house. You kill her and yourself.
That's the bad ending.
That's the bad ending.
This motherfucker's commit suicide. Damn.
He
What's
killed
the
himself.
good ending?
He, he, he killed himself and the grandma. I'm like, God damn, that sucks.
I'm like, what's the good ending then?
I had to YouTube because I got the neutral ending, so it's like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. That's
So what
funny.
is so what was the neutral ending?
I think you just go around freeing people and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I still got work to do, and
Oh, okay.
you know,
So essentially, it's like continuing like not a new game, but like
yeah,
continuing in the world after
yeah,
you finish the last
yeah.
boss.
Hmm.
It's fucking
Because I know, is
crazy.
it if I remember for the last when you kill the last boss, you have the choice of killing them, saving them, or just walking away, something like that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So yeah, so there you go. So that was my honorable mention for that. We are on drum roll 2010.
And then
I already got my perfect game. It's the goated game ever, and
I feel like you're gonna snipe this from me. I feel it. I feel it. There's a couple good games that came out that year, but for me, there's one that just sticks out, and it's
so
definitely you're talking about it the way I talk about it, and I'm like, it's a
is it
golden
is
game
it
for sure.
is it on handheld?
Is it on handheld? No, I
Okay, you're
know,
safe.
but I kind of that gave me an idea of what you're talking about, though.
Okay.
Okay,
You want to
here
go
you
then?
let's go with Bo. Let's let Bo start off
okay.
2010.
Sure. Let's go. Me. Okay. I would say mine is Alan Wake. Reason because it was actually a very unique game. It told the story about the guy who was a writer. Basically, he's like what's the word I'm for? Basically, he's like trying to like solve some kind of mystery or something. Basically, he's writing his own story and he's in his story, and then he's fighting these monsters in his story to like in order to like find the ending on his book, which I believe that's what it was about. Because basically, he does like find the ending, but it's kind of like a continuation. But we didn't get a Halloween 2, so that's a bust. So anyway, but that's basically what Alan Wake is. Basically, like you're basically finding parts of his story, and as you go through, you fight this thing that's called darkness. You use the flashlight to harm them, and then use a gun that's some kind of special pistol gun. Well, you flash a light at them to see them because I believe that's shadows, and then you flash a light to like make them visible, and then you shoot them with a gun, and then they like vaporize like sparkly lights and they disappear. So it's a pretty fun game. It had like action in it, so I like that. Um, but if let me go ahead and do the honorable mentions, I would say Mass Effect 2, Splinter Cell Conviction, and I will go with what was the other one? Shit. Bioshock 2, there we go. Bioshock 2. Those are my honorable mentions.
Oh shit! I
Mhm.
gotta. I have to share now. It has to share. I like because he said I don't mention. I thought let me go check this again. I'm like, oh my god. Okay, who you want? You want to? Who's going next? I just need to know.
Go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
All right, the first original pick
Okay.
was Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It's regarded as the best remake to date, and it is. I'm not arguing with nobody because you're wrong. And what it did was, like I said, it enhanced the original game. It also, like I said, Gen Reader rematch. It was very unique where you can do Battle Frontier and stuff like that. And also, the main thing about it gave more detail into some of the games. You know what I'm saying? Like, it had more. Um, it made a clear connection between the platinum game, the Sinnoh games, and the Johto games. So they made it into like a canonically, like, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
Oh yeah.
And the animations was good, and also it came out at a time where, like I said, it had a 3D game to go along with it. It was very beautiful, and that's when competitive Pokemon really started. I mean, it started always since Red and Blue, but it was more refined in Heart Gold Soul Silver because move tutors, new more Pokemon, new Pokemon, and all that good stuff. But it was the game that everybody fell in love with and just a classic. Now the second one that I have to share it with since I googled it, but I did not play it till like 2012 or 13, is the greatest game potentially of all time. Got ready for this? God of War 3 is the best game of all time.
Very
You're wrong.
bloody.
You're wrong if you think otherwise. And like it set the standard for me for God of War itself and hack and slash games because it's the climax of all the games because they had God of War 1, 2, Chains of Olympus, and
Ghost of
uh,
Sparta.
Ghost of Sparta.
Oh
Then it
yeah.
was 3. So that was the climax game and it lived up to it. And the ending was great, all that good stuff, and it made the wait for God of War, the new God of War of 2018, more savory because it ended on a cliffhanger.
Mm.
It was after credits cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But God of War 2018 did not answer the questions of God of War 3, so it kind of keeps going. So it's like it's an iconic game. It's critically acclaimed. Go look it up. And if you think otherwise, you're wrong. And that's on my list.
Yeah, and I agree with you with 2018 God of War also left us with many fucking questions. So 2010. I was right. You did definitely, but what you ended up sniping was my honorable mention. So my honorable mention
Okay.
was definitely a Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Okay.
So I'm just like I can't sit here and not have a Pokemon game in my list.
Hey man, I'm a Pokemon man, dude. Like I would have got killed.
I know Alpha in the background too. Like y'all better all put a Pokemon game. Y'all better
Yeah.
put some respect on the Pokemon games.
Tell
Y'all
me
all
about
better
it.
have one
At least one. At least.
at least. So my actual pick for 2010 was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Brotherhood gave us
Ezio.
the full combine, essentially the ending to Ezio's swan song. Spoiler, fucking how many years in the making. um, but Ezio was one of the assassins. I think was it one of or the only assassin that we literally
One.
saw him from birth to death.
Yeah, that was a good game.
That was a good
Um,
game.
so seeing Ezio become the master and then train other assassins, because he saw himself in like the younger assassins coming up,
That shit was crazy.
changing, revolutionizing the game of like, y'all don't gotta do what I now consider to be dumb shit. Y'all don't gotta cut your finger off. That's some Altair bullshit. Like
Right?
you're the Ezio now. you
You
don't
with
cut
the
fingers, boy.
you with the big dog now.
And like the grace and how he grew old, like, you know what I mean, like he didn't take growing old as like a damn, I'm growing old, I'm not fast enough, I'm not he took it, he's just like, okay, like I'm older, I'm wiser, I'm now looking at the tombs of my elders, like I gotta find a way to pass this knowledge on. The only part for me that was fucked up about Ezio's swan song is like he was really left with a message that wasn't even for him, and it made him feel like shit because he was like, "What are you talking about? This doesn't even make sense." And for the freaking beings to tell him this message isn't for you, it's
It's
like,
for
what
Desmond.
the fuck?
It's for a
Like
guy
what?
that's from millions, probably like thousands of years after you.
Yeah, for a
Desmond.
descendant dead like really crazy into the future.
That was
Freaking Desmond, man.
man. That was
So that cliffhanger to me was nuts. Also, uh, other than Black Flag, didn't really like any of the ACs after that. And I will say
oh,
I will say this disclaimer.
we got to argue off camera,
I
bro.
didn't play Origins. No, wait. I didn't play Origins, and I didn't play what's the one, the
Odyssey.
Sparta Kick is the one I like to call it,
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
is it Odyssey?
It's Odyssey because I played that.
Okay, Odyssey is the one with the Spartans, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So I didn't play Odyssey or Origins.
me
That's
either.
the
So
Origins is the Egyptian one, right?
Yes, yes.
the origin
That's
is
okay. Please play Origins. That's the game. That's the game, bro. Especially you are our JRPG dude, so you won't really
Yeah.
mind the leveling shit. But it's a good story. Like
Okay.
I'm telling you, like, cause sum it up, Origins is the origins of the assassins. Odyssey is the origins of the Templars.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense now.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
okay.
cool. So that's good. That gives me a good reference point.
Yeah.
All right. So we've done our games from 2000 to 2010. Let's just do a very quick recap. Uh, guys, 2000 for me was Metal Gear Solid. Bo?
Oh, 2000 for me. Ah, shit. I forgot my what 2000 for me was. It's like I think I remember what it was. Shit. Game that came in 2000, and I gotta look at it real quick because I know I'll see it when I see it. Oh yeah, Tony Hawk. There we go. Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
There we go. Tony Hawk Pro
Hydro.
Skating 2.
Perfect Dark.
Cool. 2001 for me was Jack and Daxter Precursor Legacy. Bo?
2001 was for me was SSX Tricky.
Sonic
Hi.
2 Adventure.
Cool. 2002 for me was Ratchet and Clank.
Oh,
Oh, it's me again. Okay, Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
me Dragon Ball Z Budokai.
2003 for me was Xenosaga Episode 1.
2003 for me was Jack 2.
Mine was Duel of the Rogues Yu-Gi-Oh.
2004 for me was Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
2004 was Jack 3.
Pokemon Fire Red.
2005 for me was Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening.
2005 for me was. Hold on, did I? No, okay, no, that was honorable mentions. 2005 for me was The Matrix. There we go, The Matrix.
Okay.
Pokemon Emerald.
2006 for me was Resistance Fall of Man.
2006 for me was. Damn, what was it again? Come back to me. I'll tell.
All right, go ahead, Hydro.
Marvel's Ultimate Alliance.
Okay, Wii Sports. There we go, Wii Sports.
2007 for me was Uncharted Drake's Fortune.
2007 for me was Super Mario Galaxy.
Halo 3 for me.
2008 for me was Little Big Planet.
2008 for me was Dead Space.
Mine for 2008 was Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit.
Nice. 2009 for me was Borderlands.
2009 for me was what was it again? Crap, what was it? Oh, it was Batman. There we go. I don't know why I keep on forgetting.
Arkham Asylum. Yeah.
Arkansas, yeah. I talked
Mine
about it
was
just now.
Uncharted 2 Honor Among Thieves.
And then 2010 ended it with AC Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
And I ended with Alan Wake, but I'm under mention was Bioshock 2.
Mine's Pokemon Heart Gold Soul Silver / God of War 3.
So there you go. Right now you have our picks from 2000 to 2010. Let us know what your picks are. Do you feel? Let us know your list for those years. Let us know what you think of our picks. Were there things that we should have substituted instead? Games we didn't mention. Please, tag us. Let us know what you're thinking. So this is the end of part one. Please stay tuned for later on when we release part two. So this is again 2000 to 2010,
10,
part
11 years
one.
ago.
There you
11
go,
years
11
ago.
years ago.
11 years ago.
Oh man.
Mm.
So, fellas, let them know your socials. Hydro, go ahead.
Hard Drive for Omega for YouTube. Hard Drive for Game for Gaming. If you want to see my reviews, check them out on my main channel, Hard Drive for Omega. If you want to see me stream, sometimes I do Pokemon, sometimes I do just random gameplays. Same thing, Hydro X Alpha X Omega for Twitch.
Get them, Bo.
Alright, you can follow me anywhere with my name Budokai because I've been doing it, ever since I was born. So you can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. That's my main social media I get on a lot now. Uh, Gonna try and get on YouTube, but that's also my socials for YouTube as well. We're gonna try and probably do something with it, upload some more gaming stuff and from my streamings and stuff. But yeah, follow me both on it for YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch because I'll be streaming. I believe I'm gonna stream this weekend the open beta for Back for Blood. Let's see, if the Left for Dead successors are actually feel like a no just stall, no just stall thing. You know, I'll see how it goes. So
All right. Uh, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's Double O Status. You can catch me at Trino Forest. That's linktr.ee/double O Status. All my links are there. Links to everybody else is also there. Please follow us on ItMob. It's inside the Mind of a Blerd Pod that's our at on Twitter. Follow us there. We also have Linktree. So the Linktree for ItMob. You can follow it on our particular socials, mine, Bowls, or Hydros. We're all linked to the ItMob Linktree. We're all streamers. Follow us on Twitch. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed our list. We'll see you for part two.
part two is when it's the real. This is where it starts getting real good in part two. So 2010 from now, the games are starting to get like real good, and
yeah.
we're gonna have some people who will disagree with our choices or agree with our choices. We're gonna find out. So
No, they're gonna agree with our choices. They like it or not.
They're gonna have to argue with the hosts. All right, y'all, we're out.
Bye.